Okay, Year 12. I'm going to look at the compound interest exercise now, and I don't actually like how they've done this. So I've cut a lot of questions from the work that I've asked you to do. I'm only going to do questions 3, 5, and 7 because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this using the method that they've suggested. And the method they've suggested, or the method they're suggesting up here, is this sort of method here, which I'm going to do, but essentially you're going to learn a formula in the next exercise, which is how you'll do these. So I don't really want to spend time on these using this sort of method because it's not the best method. And even though it will give you an appreciation of what compound interest is, there's a much better way to do it. So let's go and have a go. Now, compound interest. Now, when we did simple interest, it was just going up by the same amount every year. So if you had $100 and you were earning 5% simple interest, that means every year you would get $5. But if you added that $5 to the investment and then calculated interest on $105, you can see very quickly, or you can see that it would go up very quickly. So let's have a look. Question 3 is one of the ones I've asked you to do, 3, 5, and 7. And we need to make sure that you get some notes on these words because these are new words for you. Here, you need to know present value and future value. You need to write a definition for each of those, and this one's pretty good. The amount invested is a present value, sometimes referred to as the principal, and the amount of the investment after a period of time is the future value, what it will be in the future. Okay. So, question 3. Christian and Kate buy a house for $750,000. What's it worth after 3 years if its value increases? So we're going to step this out. The amount after 1 year, well, it's $750,000. And we're going to increase it by 6%, 1.06. Now, in their activity, they just find 6% and then add it back. We know how to increase by a percentage, so I hope you're okay with that. I need to get my calculator up. For some reason, it's not up. And it was in downloads or documents or desktop. There it is. So, 750,000 times 1.06. 795,000. So 795,000. And by the way, if you didn't understand where I got this 1.06, I'm multiplying by 106%. I'm increasing by 106%, and 106 as a decimal is 106 over 100, which is 1.06. Okay, so after 2 years, well, I've got another 6%, but this time the house is worth this, 795, and I'll multiply by 1.06 again. So let's take my answer and I times by 1.06. 842,700. 842,700. And then after 3 years, I take that 842,000 because it's going to go up. And I times by 1.06 again. Now I've got 893262. 893262. And I'll just check with my answers. I've got to get them up yet. And we're doing 12. Come on. Don't give me practice sets. Give me some 12. And here we go. 1204 or 3, is it? There it is. And that's right. So that's how they want you to do it. Question 5, I'm going to let you do that, but look at the words they use. What is the future value? All right, that's the present value. That's what they bought it. It appreciates, means it's going up, and you've got to do 4 years. Question 7, there's the principal or the present value, 2.9%, 3 years. By the way, PA means per annum every year. That's going to become important later on. So questions 3, 5 and 7, just like this. Now I know you already know the compound interest formula. If you can just do them like this, just for now. The big thing that we need to learn about though, that is going to be common with standard, are using tables. So we've got to use the tables back here on page 536. So it's this table here. Now this table has been created by using the compound interest formula, and it's factored on $1. And you need to be able to use tables because they can throw this at you in the exam, in the HSC. And these periods you're going to need to be able to work out as well, because sometimes the periods might not be per year. They could be per fortnight or per month. And you'll notice the problem with this is that you have to use the percentages that they've got there. So 1, 2, 5, 8. You can't do 2.9% on or using this table. And this table's values in here, these numbers that are contained in this table, this multiplying number that you're going to use, or indeed dividing number, come from the compound interest formula. And we'll see that when we get going. So let's have a go at these. I'm only going to do a couple from each. So I'm going to do 8A. So 8A. And this is what you need to be good at. So you need to, 8 and 9 are the important questions. I've got $800 at 7%, at 5% for 7 years. And I've got to calculate the future value. So I'm going to actually write the future value equals my present value, $800, times this magic number, which I need to get from the table. So I've got to find 5% per annum, 7 years. So I'm looking at the 5% column. So I'm looking at this column, 7 years, 1.4017. And that's the magic number I need to multiply. 1.40, I think it was 17. And then I get my calculator out, 800 times 4017. 4017. 1121.36. 1121.36. And that's incorrect. Did I write down the right number, 1.4017? I bet I've written that down incorrectly. 71. I've got the 7 and the 1 around the wrong way. So this is 71. Go back to my calculator, change those, 71, and there indeed is the correct answer. So, what was it again? 1125.68. Now, the reason they use tables is because some people can't do the mathematics of a compound interest formula. That's all it is. How can it be made more difficult? Well, questions A, B, C, D, E, F, G are all pretty easy. But you'll notice that in question 8C, there's 20%. I don't think there's a 20%. Oh, there is. Okay. Righto. So A, B, C, D, E, all the way up to G are pretty standard. But there's a difference when you get to H, and it's this difference. It's paid monthly. All right? So I'm going to do this one here. This is 8H. Now what have I got? $3,000 is my present value on my principal. My interest rate is 12%. But because it's monthly, because I'm getting paid monthly, I'm going to divide by 12 and get 1% per month. All right, there are 12 months in a year. And then it's only for 3 months. So my period is 3 months. If they'd written that in years, I would have had to have found out how many months it is. So my future value equals 3,000 times some magic number. And the magic number is in the 1% and 3 periods. So I'm looking for 1% and 3 periods. So the 1% column is here, and 3 periods, 1.303. 1.303. 1.3030. Calculator again, 3,000 times 1.3030. And what are we doing, H? Yep, there's the right answer. Hold on, I must have written the wrong number down again. That's why I hate using these tables, because I've got to go back. Come on. 30303. Goodness me. Zero three zero three. And that's the correct answer. 3090.9. So you need to be careful when they're monthly. So here, all these percentages will change because those percentages are per annum and you are calculating per month. So let's now have a look at question 9. Use the future value to calculate the present value. Well, if you think about this logically, which you should because you're a smart mathematician, you're in advanced maths, the future value equals the present value times that magic number. So if they give you the present value, and in this case the present value, so 9A, if they give you the future value is $10,000, and you need to work out the present value, you've got to divide by that magic number. Whatever that magic number is, I'm going to divide by it, and that'll give me the present value. I've got to find this magic number, and when I solve the equation, I'm going to divide by it. So what was the interest rate? 7 years, 2%. Let's see if I can at least get one of these right. 7 years, 2%. I'm looking for this. 1.1487. Come on, 1.4817. And 10,000 divided by 1.414817. And got it wrong again. Did I type it in wrong? Goodness me. 1.1487. I hate tables. 1487. Calculator. And that's the right answer. So 8,705.49. So that's, now, what is that? That's the value you need to invest. That's how much you need to invest with an interest rate of 2% so that it becomes $10,000 in 7 years. And all of these are similar. You just have to find the interest rate and you're going to divide $10,000 by that number. Can you please write it out like this? And I would suggest 1.1487, 1.1487, and then just dividing it. All right, good luck with those.